Hey guys, and welcome back. So today what I want to talk to you guys about is our debt-free journey. I kind of want to give you an update, and for those of you who are new here, I want to share with you our debt-free plan, how we got started, how we decided who was going to pay what, and go into some really intimate details about the truth about accumulating debt. So about 2 years ago, I shared with Alicia a dream of mine, which is to own land. I want to own about 100 acres. And in order to do this, we need to get serious about our debt, because when you have a credit score of 540 or 580, nobody's going to, get serious with you. So I took into consideration some debt that we had accumulated separately before we got married and the debt that we accumulated together. So we decided that in order to make this happen, Alicia would assume the house payment and the other portion of the bills, and I would completely focus on my side of the debt, because I took a good hard look at what I owed alone, and writing it down, guys, it was almost $30,000, and that's a lot. And just like credit cards, just, oh my gosh, like the hot tub, we had the Rogue, and like a Kirby vacuum sweeper, and some of the stuff had even went into collections. So I had been ignoring debt for quite a long time. So I had to gain knowledge on how I was going to get out of debt. So I took two financial advisors. I took principles from Susie Orman and her financial program, and then I took this principles from Dave Ramsey's Get Out of Debt, the snowball effect, and I tailored a plan that would work just for me and how I was going to do that. So first thing I did was I wrote down all my debt from smallest to largest, and doing that I was able to use Dave Ramsey's debt snowball. So the principles of that is you take the smallest one, pay that off, and then you take that payment that you were putting towards that smallest one, and then go down the list to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. So I kind of had already been doing that. I had been making $500 payments to the Rogue. I owed, when I started, I owed it was almost $15,000 when I started. So I had been paying $500 payments. So I was like 6 months ahead on that. So I stopped doing the $500 payments to the Rogue and started chopping down the list. So that $500 I put on the hot tub. So that was to Wells Fargo. That's through Wells Fargo's financial. And I owed $6,200 on that alone. So I took the payment from the Kirby vacuum sweeper and that $40 plus the $500 and started putting it on the hot tub. So I was able to pay the hot tub off, and then you just go down the list from there. So you take all those payments. Now you still have to make minimum payments on everything else. Don't get me wrong. You don't just stop paying everything else. And I did that. And I was actually able to pay the Rogue off early as well. So I paid the Rogue off in May, and I paid the Discover card off like the 1st of June, and I paid the hot tub off in April, and I also paid the last credit card, which really wasn't mine, but it was taken out in my name. It was an ex of mine. And how I found it, guys, there's a site called creditkarma.com. You can go to that site. It's free. They will give you a preliminary, and it's not like a hard inquiry or anything, and they'll list your debts, what you owe, your on-time payments, things that have went to collections and stuff like that. And that's how I found it. So Credit Karma allowed me to look at the credit card, and I was able to follow file a dispute. So I filed a dispute on that, and they sent me all the information that they had. And looking at the signature, it was very close, but it was not mine. And I knew it right away that it was forged. But I didn't want to get a lawyer or anything like that involved, because that's more money. So I figured I would just pay it and pretty much just be done with it. So yeah, so when I started paying on that, it was $5,800, and it began at $62. I'd been paying $25 on it a couple months before that. So I was paying the $25 to so it wouldn't get any worse, and it would still kind of the balance would go down. So once I paid all the other stuff off, that was the last one that I had to pay. So, and it was 58, like 5,800 and I don't know, 75 or $78. So I took the principles of the snowball debt from Dave Ramsey and was able to pay that off just this past week. So today is July 7th, and it is paid off. I haven't gotten the zero balance letter yet, but it's done. So, whew, man, I would tell you what, guys. Anybody who has debt and you're looking for a place to start, you can contact me. I'll help you. I didn't really have anybody to help me because I was embarrassed. I was so embarrassed on how much debt I had, where I was at, and where my money was going. And it's hard to preach to other people, to tell. I mean, like in casual conversation, my mom or my sister or somebody would talk to me about debt, and I'd just be like, well, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do that. When I had $30,000 in debt, who am I to say, do this, do it this way, do it that way? So I got serious about, I mean, I can't throw stones when I'm living in a glass house, guys. And so I got really serious, and I was very saddened by just what I found initially by writing all my debt down. It's very overwhelming, and you get very humbled by how much debt you have, and you don't know how you got there. Everybody thinks that, oh, I can swing it, that's just $40 for that, that's $120 for that, my phone's 80. Oh yeah, hot tub payment, that's $80 a month. But once you have all this money going out everywhere, you have nothing left, honestly. So seeing where everything was going, and I actually got scared because I didn't know how I got to this point. All I know is I needed to find a way to fix it. So that's why I started researching, how to pay off debt, what are the best practices, what are the best principles. And so I used Susie Orman and Dave Ramsey, and their principles really fit for me. I took pieces of each of their programs and I made it work for me. And I'm gonna have to say that debt snowball practice, that principle alone, it works, guys, and it works fast. Once you get started, you will not believe how fast your debt goes from $5,800 all the way down to like $1,500 very quickly. And the thing is not to focus on how high the balance is, but slowly, looking at it and getting it under control and start managing it. And it's a big eye-opener. It really is. And honestly, I've learned through both of, searching financial, your biggest asset is your income. Your income is your freedom. Living paycheck to paycheck, guys, it's no fun. And I've been there, and we were there. So I paid that last payment to that credit card, and I don't know. I don't know how to feel. I've been in debt so long that I haven't really like taken it in yet, because this is new, uncharted territory for us. So this will be a next chapter in our lives for sure. So wow. And we've been so blessed. We came into a little bit of money and we were able to pay this last credit card off. So that was $4,100 that we could have been saving, but we owed the debt. And also, if you have a savings but you have debt, take that savings, leave yourself $1,000 cushion, but the rest of it put towards debt, because when you have debt, that savings really is counterproductive when you have debt. So always remember that too. But don't leave yourself with nothing. You always want to have a little bit of cushion for emergencies. And that $1,000 from Dave Ramsey, that's principle number one, is to save $1,000. That is your emergency fund, and you want to have that $1,000 always. So that principle I definitely agree with. And then the snowball principles, they work. It's a true, tried and true practice. It worked for me, and we were able to get debt free. So all the credit cards, everything, the Rogue is paid off, the Discover card, the hot tub is paid off. So all we owe now on my side is my student loan, which it was a delinquent as well. So I called them and I set up a payment plan, and I pay $5 a month until 9 payments, and then they reevaluate my income, because right now I'm unemployed. I don't go back to work until a couple weeks. So once those 9 payments are done, then I'll be able to get on a regular scheduled payment plan for that too. But I'll still be able to save. So this is crazy, guys. I didn't think I would get here as soon as I did. And now that I'm here, honestly, it hasn't really sunk in yet, being debt free. Yeah, so I will definitely give you guys more updates on the savings. So now we go from paying debt now is to save. We want to save enough to buy our land in Kentucky outright. We don't want to have to get a loan, but I do want to get a loan through the VA so that we can build our house on the property. So we'll see. We may have to use the VA loan to supplement some for the property, depending on how much we save. So, but the next plan is to save $10,000 by January 1. So if all goes correctly, that's what we got going on, guys. I just really wanted to be brutally honest and share everything about our debt-free journey, and how I went about starting, and what principles I use, and what financial advisors, and utilizing Credit Karma to watch those balances go down, because they also have like addresses and stuff like that, if you need phone numbers to get in contact with your debt collectors and stuff. So utilize that site as well, guys. So so that's what we have going on right now. And yeah, the last credit card is done, and I'm super excited. So the next journey is to save. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, leave me a comment, hit the thumbs up button, and thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate all you guys, and God bless.